Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Nix, and I'm going to be talking to you today about our classroom rules and some of my expectations for you while you are in my classroom. I think you're going to find that my rules are not anything crazy, and they're things that you would expect to find in every teacher's classroom. So let's go ahead and get started. So when you are in my classroom, I expect that you are going to be respectful to me and to other classmates and to classroom property. You should never make a mean comment about someone else in my classroom. Try and be supportive and helpful to your classmates. You should always respect classroom property. If it doesn't belong to you, don't mess with it. If it belongs to me, then you should ask before you can use it. And please try and stay away from my desk and don't take things off it. There's an area for you guys to borrow supplies if you need it. For example, if you need to borrow headphones, that's fine. I have some that you can use, but you need to make sure I get them back at the end of the hour. Otherwise, I eventually won't have headphones for anyone to borrow at all. Next, I want you to raise your hand if you need help, know the answer, or have a question. I'd love to help you, but there's a lot of you and only one of me. It may take a few minutes for me to get over to you. Please be patient and I'll help you as soon as I can. Also, your classmates and I both appreciate it when you don't shout out the answer. I won't be able to give everyone a chance to share their ideas if you do that. Sometimes it will be your turn to answer the question and sometimes it won't. So you just have to be patient. My rule for questions is to ask 3 before me. So that means you should ask everyone at your table and make sure no one else can help you. If everyone at your table is stuck, like our friend in the toilet here, then raise your hand and I will come to help you. The first thing I'll ask is who you asked the question to before me, and I do not want to hear the answer of nobody. I know sometimes you might need to get out of your seat and move around, but as you can see from our friend in the GIF here, sometimes that can be dangerous. Please ask permission before you get out of your seat. Sometimes, for example, if I'm giving instructions, it might not be a good time and I'll ask you to wait. For safety and respect reasons, it's important you keep your hands and feet to yourself. This includes not bothering someone else's iPads. It's not okay to grab someone's iPad out of their hands to see it, even if you think that you're going to be helping them. I also want you to be able to follow directions the first time. Every time I have to repeat the directions, that's time that you don't get to start on our assignment. Listen carefully to the instructions the first time so that we can get started quickly. We will be doing a lot of group work and partner projects. That means there will be a lot of noise going on. It's important you use a quiet voice when doing group work so you don't bother and distract other groups. This is especially important when we're making videos because your voice could pick up on someone else's microphone and mess up their project. Hall passes will be given rarely, so come to class prepared. Our time together is very limited. You may think, that's messed up that I won't give out hall passes, but I can't help you learn if you're not in my classroom. Please come prepared to class so that you don't have to leave to get anything. That also means I expect you to go to the bathroom during passing period. Please don't come to my class and immediately ask to go to the bathroom. If I do give you a pass, I expect you to be back as quickly as possible. Failure to do so means you won't get any more passes out of my room. All right, this is a really important rule, and it goes back to being respectful. Do not talk while Mrs. Nix or others are talking. So if I'm giving instructions or giving a presentation, you should be silently listening. The rule is the same if we're watching a video or a classmate's giving a presentation or asking a question. They might ask a question you need to know the answer to. I will not talk over students, and I will wait for everyone's attention in silence. The longer I have to wait, the more time I have to take away from you. Remember that listening shows respect for the speaker, whether it's me or someone else. As I've already mentioned, we don't have a lot of time together. That means I have to make sure every minute is used. When the bell rings, I expect you to be in your seat with your iPad out. You should be starting bell work, We've already started that with our typing bell work, so you guys are kind of familiar already. As soon as the bell rings, your voice is off. If you have a problem, you should silently raise your hand. So we're going to go over just a few things that are specific to the iPad. So when you're using your iPad, and this is the case in all of your classes, you should be on task. That means you're on the correct website or app, you're doing your assignment, and also work time is not selfie time. So it's not okay to be taking pictures of yourself when you're supposed to be doing your work. You also need to be a good digital citizen and only post positive comments about other people.
Teachers, I will be announcing the menu for students over the intercom about 8 o'clock. But FYI, there will be no chili today. So take that off the list. No chili.
Apparently, there's no chili for lunch today, if you guys heard that announcement. All right. So you should only post positive comments, and we'll talk more about this in the next few weeks. So we also only use headphones with permission. It's never going to be okay to have headphones in during bell work or instructional time. And if you're not sure if it's okay to use headphones, you can raise your hand and ask, and I'll let you know. When I say apples up, it means that your iPad should be face down on the table and you are looking at the speaker, whether it's me or someone else. And that's just so we know that you are paying attention and not doing something you're not supposed to on your iPad. Okay, so we're not quite done yet. I'm going to really quickly just go over the BIST procedure. So I know this is the same thing in all of your other classes. It should be familiar to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a verbal warning. That'll sound like, hey, I'd like you to stop talking. Hey, can you please get back to your assignment? Something like that. Or this is your warning. Next, I'll move you to the safe seat. In my room, there's 2 safe seats at the front of the classroom. They're labeled. If in the safe seat you're still having problems, then you'll go to the buddy room, which for me is Mr. Smith, the music teacher. And then if in Mr. Smith's class you're still having problems, he's going to send you to recovery. So all of those movements, going to the safe seat, going to the buddy room, that's going to result in a phone call home. So keep that in mind. All right, and that's it. We're done. Yay!